Everybody knows about Ukraine-Russia war as well as Hamas-Israel war. So today I would like to discuss a very important technical term that is known as a kinetic bombardment. So today's topic is kinetic bombardment. Everybody know that Ukraine war depletes kinetic bombardment element stock. Means tungsten element play an important role for the preparation, formation or deployment of different kind of warhead which have very significant properties. And surprised that China and Russia hold control over the supplies almost 80% of the all over the world. So the conflict in Ukraine is driving a high tension global need for tungsten as nations seek to amass munitions stockpiles. Yet the bar has considerably diminished available tungsten resources. Means during the war, a lot of amount of tungsten resources has been skipped or used. With China and Russia maintaining a solid grip on the supply. Tungsten, a dense and durable metal, is frequently employed in the production of carbide tools designed for processing material used in various applications including manufacturing of automotive components. It's not a use in a electric world only, it's a very significant role in bar also. Within the defense sector, tungsten find application in munitions like artilleries, shells and penetrators as well as certain armaments deployed via unmanned aerial vehicles like drone, etc. Tungsten characteristics are also harnessed in developing a category of missile known as a kinetic bombardment weapons. These munitions involve propelling tungsten rods at irradicably incredibly high speed toward the target. These rods can effectively penetrate thick steel armor. It may be a any kind of a roof or any kind of barrier, causing significant though highly localized destruction. You understand, which is going on in the Ukraine as well as in Hamas. Tungsten sole contender for this specific use in is the radioactive element. It means that if industry use or in a bar as uranium depleted uranium while almost as dense as tungsten. It means that used uranium is a very dangerous to our environment, offers an additional military advantage. It ignites at the extreme temperature generated when it pierces steel tank armor. Means whenever it uses the steel tank armor or any kind of tank, any kind of hurdles become a red hot, maybe melt. This ignition can often trigger the detonation of any explosive inside the tank. Means whatever is inside the tank, everybody know that a lot of ammunitions are present or hatgole or other kind of things are present inside the tank. So that also on the glass. However, following the first Gulf War, depleted uranium left behind a dangerous dust when it burned. Surprisingly, in warfare, tungsten stands out as a environmentally friendly alternative. That's why China as well as Russia using tungsten metal. Everybody knows that tungsten is a metal which is normally generally everybody knows about electric bulb in electric bulb as a filament used, but nobody knows that tungsten have a specific utilization in a war. As the conflict in Ukraine persists with no clear end in sight and the demand for the munitions such as artillery, shell, and penetrators continue to raise, tungsten has experienced a notable increase in the demand. Lewis Black, the CEO of All Monty Industries, a Canadian mining company, told Nikkei Asia that the conflict in Ukraine is driving a surge in worldwide tungsten demand, primarily to support the accumulation of munitions stockpiles. The CEO of Canadian company said that conflict in Ukraine has revealed a critical issue. Developed nations, he explained, are facing a shortage of munitions stockpiles and cannot significantly boost their production beyond the levels maintained over the past 3 decades. China dominance in tungsten production, around 12% of the world tungsten demand originated from the defense sector. Black pointed out that the shortage of tungsten hinders the current global effort to boost munitions production. This situation is exacerbated because the available tungsten supply is often controlled by China and Russia, potentially posing future security challenges. China dominates the tungsten market, accounting for over 85 of our total mine production, with Russia also play a significant role, collectively representing roughly around 90% of the global tungsten supply. The remaining share comes from countries such as Vietnam, Bolivia, Austria. This concentration of supply raises concern about potential risk, as seen with China's recent decision to restrict graphite export, a crucial component in the batteries. Despite the increasing demand and the non-Chinese supply remains limited, as China's competitive pricing pricing has led to the decline of the competitors in the market. Currently, major tungsten mines outside of China are limited to a few locations like Austria and Portugal. To diversify the market and reduce dependence on Chinese sources, the Canadian company is working on reopening the Sangdong mine in South Korea with support from the German state-owned development bank KWF. When operational, this mine is expected to contribute approximately 30 to 35% of non-Chinese tungsten supply. This strategic move aligns with a Western country efforts to address critical mineral supply chain vulnerabilities, as these recognize the importance of securing access to these resources, especially for clean energy initiatives. Black emphasized the need for the preparedness means for worst case sceneries, as being cut off from Chinese supply or facing a price collapse without alternative sources would have severe consequences. Meanwhile, in recent weeks, NATO and British officials have issued frequent warning expressing concern that Western military forces are running low on ammunition to provide to Ukraine. They have called on member nations to increase their production effort to support Ukraine in its ongoing conflict against Russia. These unfolding events bring concerning implications for Ukraine, given that its war with a neighboring Russia has persisted for 20 months. Moreover, it is anticipated that the demand for munitions will further increase shortly, especially as the conflict between well-known Hamas and Israel is expected to escalate in the coming days. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. This is Sanjay Kumar. Welcome to New Quantum Classes. If you like the video, if you get some knowledge regarding the tungsten utilization application of tungsten, then please, if you did not subscribe the channel, please subscribe my channel New Quantum Classes and like the video. Thanks so much. Have a nice day.